Hello, welcome to A Cup of Tea. Thank you for joining me today. Today I am going to talk to you about do what you love. Do what you love. And I always hear that. Do what you love and you'll never work another day in your life because it's not considered work because it's what you love to do. Do what you love. And so I always be thinking about that because I love what I do. Well, what should I say? I've been doing what I love, but I haven't been loving what I've been doing. And I know you're looking at me like, okay, what are you talking about? What I am talking about is it's the same concept of when we say we love someone, excuse me, but we're not in love with them. The same thing. Do what you love. Love what you do. So I wasn't loving what I was doing, but I was doing what I was loving. So I need to fall in love again with what I was doing because it had become regimented. And when I looked up the word regiment, it talked about oppressive, strict. And that's what I had been living by. I had been living by these strict set of regiments and rules that I had put in place for myself. Because when you are an entrepreneur, you have to have some type of systems in place in order for you to really get some things done. Because if not, you'll be all over the place. Because there's no one there to really govern and rule and regulate your time except for you. So I was actually substituting regimen for discipline. Two totally different things. And having the discipline is literally developing those habits to take on and do the things that you need to do, whereas though a regimen was really strict. And it's hard when for all your life, all your working adult life, that's all you've known is to work. So coming into this whole entrepreneurial status requires a different type of mindset, especially when a lot of the people around you are not in that mindset. Like I have my friends and some of my family members who call me Tommy. Now, if y'all don't know who Tommy is a character who used to be on the show Martin. Martin Lawrence used to have this show. So for all of y'all Martin fans, y'all know who I'm talking about. But if you don't know who Martin is, go to YouTube. Look up Martin. Funny character. But he used to have this show, and Tommy, out of everybody on the show, they never knew what Tommy's job was, and they used to always joke with Tommy that Tommy didn't have no job. So now my friend's trying to play me and call me Tommy. And then one of my friends even had the nerve to try to call me Thomasina. I don't think so. Okay? First of all, I got a job. I work for me. Okay, that's my job. But when you're not around people who understand the whole concept of entrepreneurship, you know, they look at it in that concept. And I know they're joking. I get it. I got a sense of humor, y'all. Yeah, I know I got a sense of humor, okay? But at the same time, it doesn't make what I do any easier. And for all of my entrepreneurs, the one thing that I noticed that we don't show and we don't share is the downtime. We always share our highlights. We share the highlights of what's going on. And so it makes it look like everything is all good. No, everything is not all good. Everything is not always all good. And sometimes things are a struggle. And sometimes you feel like you're in this by yourself, you know, and working out this process and working through this whole entrepreneurial, this is like a new thing for me. You know, and it's interesting because for years I have been running other people's businesses. And I think since I was in my early 20s, I've always been in supervisory or management positions and have always known how to relegate as well as delegate and to make the moves that need to be made to be able to make the executive decisions that need to be made. So why is it that when I get into my own paradigm shift that I'm looking at this like, what am I supposed to be doing? The same thing that you've been doing, the same thing that's innate in you. Fall in love all over again with what you were called to do. And that's the concept of what they're talking about. When you love what you do, you truly will never work another day in your life because it's not work. This is just what I do. This is what I've been called to do. And then realizing that, owning that, standing in that, and honoring that thing that is within me that calls out to me, that screams to me, even when everybody else around me don't understand what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing, and I got a plan, and I'm going to work the plan, and I'm going to continue to stay focused, and I'm going to continue to stay disciplined. So if you are not doing what you love and not loving what you do, stop for a minute and rethink that process. And then sometimes you may need to change your circle, move to another circle. And when I'm talking about circle, I'm talking about the people that you are around, so that you can get a different perspective and not always watching people's highlights, because life is peaks and valleys, highs and lows. So sometimes we relegate in the highs, but pay attention to the lows. They're not far behind. But don't worry, because this too shall pass. And this is what I tell myself all the time. This too shall pass. So thank you for having a cup of tea with me. Enjoy your day.